Merch Minds Podcast, episode number 111. Sorry, I want to try a new intro. It's a new year.
What the hell's the matter with your voice, man?
New intro.
You smoking that? You smoking that good stuff all of a sudden? What's
That's why
going
I
on with
wanted
your
to start
voice?
2019. That's why I'm going to start the new year. Fresh new episode 111. My name is Glenn, YouTube channel Hustler Hacks. Yong, what's up?
What's going on, my friend? Happy New Year! It is
Happy New Year.
2019, man.
It's 11 days after the new year started, but yes.
Absolutely. We had about 3 weeks off. We were only going to have a couple of weeks off, but Glenn he didn't want to do a show last week, so we had to postpone a week. But yeah, man, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. A lot to get to, but where do you want to start?
I don't know. Let's just catch up, man. How was your holidays, man? What you do?
So holidays have been turning into more of I don't know, like going to different sides of the families, and then friends also want to kind of catch up, but at the same time it's hard to put my mindset like in like holiday mode to kind of rest and stuff. And so one of the reasons why I also haven't really been posting anything new was trying to catch up like business wise. And
what does that mean? Catch up how? What are you doing?
Well, for merch and for the eBay side, like I really wanted to make sure I was on top of things on both of those. I mean, I make money from YouTube, but those two are like my main ones. And I was like, I wanted to make sure I'm on top of things and have everything ready, like inventory. Can I get a good schedule going for merch? Can I get back into the process, ideas, designings, and uploads, and doing all that before I jump into like the YouTube stuff? I wanted to make sure I was on top of those, my main income streams before anything else. So even the podcast was like, yes, we took an extra week, but that's pretty much how the holidays went, because I was trying to focus more on getting back to schedule. And by the end of the holidays, I was like, man, like I really just want to get back into things and get this over and done with.
Well, let me ask you then. Since you brought it up, do you have a schedule now? Because I know, since you just mentioned it, and I know you had talked about it previously, a few weeks back. You said you want to get back onto a schedule. Or do you have a schedule now?
Yeah, so I'm on a schedule. I uploaded like 250 designs this week. I need to stay to this schedule. If I can do 250 a week, then I'll do 1,000 designs a month, which I think is good. And then maybe if I get some momentum built up, but it didn't seem too bad. I was on top of things. I can get through the ideas, and the designs wasn't bad. So that's really what I wanted, though, was to get back and do it the right way instead of trying to do everything all at once.
Mm-hmm. So what is your schedule?
Well, for sourcing wise, I leave that unknown. You know why I leave it unknown? Because I've actually have people that have were like, hey, where are you going today? What time are you going? When are you going to do this and this and this?
And if you let them know, that's competition.
That's what's kind of tough. Like I think a lot of people see, like I don't mind hanging out and like doing things, and different people that I know, but I also, this is what I do to like support me and the family. And if I go out, it's like, oh yeah, let me tell you exactly what I'm doing, exactly what I'm buying, exactly where I'm at. Just like it doesn't really make sense to do any of that. But I do have like a new sourcing schedule that's different from what I was before because of the family business part. And now with merch, I'm back to it, to where it's like the ideas / trademark checking, doing all that, and then getting into design mode, and then the uploading mode. So and that worked good. I was pretty happy about that. I was able to get all 250 in, and then now I can get 250 for next week. So
so 250 per week, and that's just strictly t-shirts. You're not uploading onto long sleeves, hoodies, premiums, and what, sweatshirts and all that.
No, I was really just going for the t-shirts. And maybe pop sockets. I'd have to try to do that again, but I don't know. I guess with t-shirts and going through it has done the most success. But I guess one thing at a time. I need to jump back in the right way. I'm going to start off with shirts and then kind of go from there. And with these designs, I was kind of going through them. I was like, I don't know if I'm a little late for Valentine's Day, but I figured if I get them in, as soon as possible. So I did these 250. Next week, maybe I'll do another 250 for Valentine's Day. But I'm trying to like think, when do people usually buy Valentine's Day stuff? Usually it's not until maybe the 1st of February. I don't think anybody's
You know,
excited for Valentine's Day right now.
I know people say you should upload your designs 2 to 3 months in advance, but I mean, I I have about a dozen Valentine's Day designs, and I haven't sold one.
Oh, okay. So
So
you have what, like a dozen? You don't have a lot of them yet?
yeah, but then I'm hearing other people saying that they're selling Valentines, so I don't know.
Yeah. That's kind of difficult. I think,
But
I
but from
mean,
my experience, I would say you're not too late. I mean, I don't think sales for Valentine's are they're not going to really pick up until February.
yeah, that's what I
You
kind of figured. And like February 1st, they give you like a good what, 10 days max. I mean, if you well, you have like 4 days until then to have to like make it and ship it. I don't know if they have enough time or not. So it gives you like a good 10 days, I guess, shop for that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
right now, Target, Walmart, all that stuff's already filled with Valentine's Day stuff.
Oh yeah, man. I went into gosh, what was it? Walmart, Walgreens, and
It's disgusting.
oh, dude. I mean, dude. We talked about this in the past, right? It's one of the most stupidest holidays, in my opinion. It's stupid, man. It's just a money grab. I think Hallmark. I think they're the ones that invented it. Those rat bastards. Um, it's stupid, right? I mean, if you love someone, you should tell your significant other that you love them every day. Um,
Yeah. If it was
not,
a
not
real holiday, then everyone would have the day off.
that's a real holiday.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Valentine's I think it's dumb. But obviously, doing merch, is something. Even though I think it's dumb, I design for it. I get ready for it because it does. On occasion, things like that. It does sell. So, but yeah, I don't think it's too late. How about for New Year's? What you end up doing?
New Year's I ended up just spending time with the family. So I went to like my cousin's house and did
Hmm.
all that. So
Hmm.
nothing. I didn't go to any clubs or
Dude, I haven't been to a club in God knows how long.
anything like that. So
Uh-huh.
I stayed in kind
Do you
of.
guys even have clubs out in El Paso?
Surprisingly, we do.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
What about
there's
how
like
about
dirt, sand, a couple of clubs here and there, a couple
how
of
about
strip joints.
how about Santa Claus? He bring you anything?
Santa Claus didn't bring much this year.
Oh yeah, man, that rap bastard. He didn't bring me nothing.
So what did you do for a holiday? Did you go on like Young USA
Well,
tour?
so here's the thing. I mean, typically I do go on that little road trip, right? I shouldn't even say it's a little. I mean, it's a pretty decent road trip. And I was all ready to go, and then I remember you and I were talking leading up to the holidays, and I was like, you know what? As much as I would like to go on a road trip, it just I don't know. It just made sense for me to not really go, and I tell you why, right? Because number one, I had mentioned that this year, if I do go on the road trip, I would have to take my dog, right?
Hmm.
And I don't have a problem with that. The problem is, um, in the past, when I would travel, because I didn't have my dog, I would fly and stuff, right? This year, since I was taking my dog, I would have to drive. That means I would have to rent a car, and rent a cars, they're not cheap, right?
Yeah,
And I would have been on the road for like 3 weeks. Consider the rent a car, the gas, the hotel, and not just the hotel, right? I mean, depending on the hotel, they charge extra if you
pet
have a dog,
fee.
right?
Yeah.
So I was leading up to the holidays. I was calculating everything. I was like, man, this trip is like this 3 week trip is gonna cost me like literally $5,000,
No, that's
right?
ridiculous.
Right? Car, hotel, food, dog. this and that. I was just like, you know what, think about that, right? $5,000, $6,000 that I'd be spending within 3 weeks. So to answer your question, no, this year, unfortunately, and I was kind of bummed out because, like I said, normally I do hit the road. It didn't happen. It doesn't mean that I was home the whole time. I did go down to Southern California and I checked on my parents, and then we had a little mini meetup with RJ and Matt right before Christmas.
Hmm.
So that was cool. Got to meet some really really cool people, and then got reacquainted with some other people from the past. So that was really fun, and just hanging out with RJ. I poke fun, but he is a really good guy.
Yeah.
Just hanging out with him and Matt and his wife Erin. We had a blast, right? Um, so I was able to get out of town for that, and then let's see. Do you remember Daryl Goodry? He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
in here. Yeah. Okay. So he lives here in the Bay Area. He had me over at his house on New Year's Eve. So thank you and shout out to Daryl and his beautiful family. Uh, was hanging out with him in Oakland, and then I also had a chance to get away for a few days right before I went back to work.
Hmm.
So that was cool. So I did a little couple of trips, really tiny, small, convenient trips, but nothing major. Just really wanted to spend. Um, didn't I should say I didn't want to spend that much money. But yeah, so it was quiet. It was quiet. Just really laid low.
Got some rest.
Got some rest. Obviously I'm back to work. But yeah,
Lame. Back to work.
what?
I said lame. Back to work. Let me ask you a question. Um, right over your right shoulder behind you,
My right shoulder.
it looks like there's toilet paper. Is there a reason why there's toilet paper in your kitchen?
Uh, I see paper towels. I don't see no toilet
Oh, it's
paper.
paper towel. Sorry, I couldn't tell on the.
I don't know how you live, but I don't keep toilet paper
I was questioning.
in the kitchen.
That's what I was questioning. I don't know. I don't know if you were wiping yourself or something over there.
Hey, well, I was asking you right before the show. Do you keep your ass clean?
I said sparkly clean.
Huh? But yeah. So the holidays was quiet, and but yeah, I was able to get a lot of rest. Um, what's going on with you? So what? Actually, you know what? Let's get into the numbers.
Okay, this is good. This is good. We're not talking about numbers. Do you want to talk about this, like last 7 days, or do you want to talk about how last month went?
We can do both.
All right, what are we starting off with?
Whatever you want.
Let's
You
start off
start
with
off.
last month. Last month, I want to know what happened and how you were doing. I mean, we don't have the official numbers yet, but you would roughly know. I mean, did it? Did you see a huge spike at like week
Well,
2 and 3, or?
so here's the thing. Before we get into our numbers, I had some decent numbers, considering the amount of work that I put in. So, look, you guys heard me talk about my conspiracy theories in the past, and I still have my own personal theories. I'm not going to get into it. Um, but December was decent. I know some people had a really good month in December. Mine was okay. Um, on the top of my head, I think I did roughly about 800, maybe 850 shirts sold. Um, and I think my royalties was, I want to say it was about, again, I'm just kind of guesstimating here. I'm trying to remember. It was about 30. I mean, I guess I can log in and check, but it was about 3,200, maybe 35 at most. Um,
Okay,
so,
I thought you were gonna say like 10 grand or something.
so, and look, this is why I don't sound too excited, right? Because here's the thing. You go back to early 2018, I was able to put up those numbers without Q4 on a
Yeah.
regular basis. And the fact that December, all of a sudden, because Christmas comes around, now my numbers are looking like what it used to uh, back when I was doing merch, like February, March of 2018. That's why I sound a little disappointed. But look, nothing. I'm not taking anything away from merch. I'm still excited about merch. That's why we keep doing these podcasts. But I will say that I was a little frustrated because I was hoping that my numbers would be higher for December.
Hmm.
But hey, look, uh, it was still good. I'm not gonna complain. Um, so that was December. January, oh my gosh, numbers are starting to tank, as we talked about right before we went live, and I can give you my last 7 days for
Okay, go ahead.
January. 81 shirts sold. Uh, Returns are in double digits for me, which is kind of rare. 12 returns. Product purchases $1,639.22. Again, estimated royalty for my last 7 days is $270.62.
There we go. Yeah, it makes that's kind of funny though, because well, I'll get into that, but I think I'll get into the full thing. So going back to December wise, somewhat similar. I had 1,299 products sold. I couldn't get that one for 1,300. 46 returns, and estimated royalties 4,030 and 33 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy with that. Like I'll take the 4,000 because I didn't upload anything that whole month. I'll take it, and now I know that I can big time try to build that up this year with this new schedule. So I'm happy about it, and I think I'm excited. Even though we know we're going to talk about the royalty change.
Yeah, yeah, we'll talk about that here shortly. But
Last
um,
7 days, though, been a different story.
mhm,
Very, very similar to you. 94 products sold, 15 returns, and estimated royalties $264.25. So,
mhm.
yeah, very, very similar. I think you have more than me by like $6 or something.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think last week, I was at like 300 something, and I remember RJ posted like an update on his numbers, and he was at like 300 something. And so I was like, it looks like everyone's kind of fallen back after
mhm.
this Christmas thing. Now we get to go to our January slump type of thing, and then everybody can rebuild and go from there.
Right, and that's what January is typically, right? That's what we do in any business, right?
Hmm.
Regardless of whether you're doing merch or FBA, whatever. I can guarantee you that most people, their numbers have tanked too, and like you said, it's time for us to rebuild. And this is something that I was talking to Kelly Roberts and Dale Roberts a few days ago about this. It was good that I didn't go anywhere during the holidays, and that I was able to stick around and just kind of um, I was doing a lot of thinking, man. I was doing a lot of thinking, a lot of soul searching, um, and I was thinking about, well, because at one point, and we talked about this, right? At one point, I thought merch was the answer uh, for me. I thought it was going to be the solution for me to quit my job at some point. Clearly, that's not the case. So I was doing a lot of thinking, a lot of soul searching about, and trying to figure out what I can do here in 2019. Merch is something that I'm still going to pursue, but at the same time, I'm just going to have to venture into other platforms. Um, so KDP had I literally in the last couple of weeks been focusing on just uploading journals on to KDP,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I pretty much have a system in place now where I can do about 20, anywhere between 20 to 30 a day. So my goal right now is, and again, for those of you guys listening, I'm basically taking my T-shirt designs and making them into journal covers. That's all I'm doing. Um, so all the designs there is just a matter of me resizing them. And I don't know if you ever done an actual upload
Mm-mm.
on KDP, but it is the most tedious freaking process. But like I said, I have a system in place now where I can do about 20 to 30 a day. So my goal right now is to do is by the end of March, I want to have 1,000 journals up, and then
Mhm.
hopefully by the end of June, maybe I can have 2,000. We'll see.
Well, let me ask you this: how are your numbers for KDP and all this in December?
I think it was like just a little over $100.
Okay, and how many
Okay.
live, more or less?
Back then, I think it was I had about just a little over 100 journals.
Okay,
Okay, now, like I said, since I've been spending a lot of time uploading onto KDP, I think when I checked this morning, I think I have roughly about 250 journals live now.
okay,
So, but it's just, again, guys, this isn't me giving up on merch. I never said that. I mean, merch is my number one priority. That's my baby. Okay, look, I've worked too hard to get to this point. As frustrated as it can be, I've worked too hard to just quit. Right. So I'm still uploading onto merch. I'm still that's still my primary focus, but at the same time, I'm taking those same designs and now putting them on KDP, um, which I talked about doing last year, but it was just one of those things that I've always talked about and never really took action. But I'm taking action this year. It's a new year, and again, I have a system in place now where I can do about maybe 20 to 30 a day.
okay. Very nice. And what about, I mean, everyone else that you talk to? Let's say Kelly and RJ and Matt. I mean, are they more excited about KDP than merch?
No, I think Dell and Kelly, like they've been doing self-publishing for a
Yeah,
long time
that's
now.
that's their
So
trade pretty much. I
right,
mean, they're
so
masters at that.
right, so those guys, they made a living doing self-publishing for some time now. So that's their go-to, that's their bread and butter. Matt, RJ, talking to those guys. It sounds like, and it's not just those two guys, but it seems like it's the general consensus in the merch community. It seems like everyone is in 2019 is really leaning towards to branding, and building like a niche store, whether it's Etsy or Shopify. They just want to. Everyone wants to kind of branch out of Amazon.
Okay.
And again, I don't think they're going to quit, but it's just they want to, again, because Amazon has so much control. They want to build something outside of Amazon, something that they have full control over. So
So
that's been
branch out with
that's been the general consensus in the community behind the scenes. Everyone that I've talked to, that's what they all seem to be doing.
branch out and still use like Printful, or branch out as like get your own machine type of stuff.
I think it's a combination of both.
Okay.
Some people I've mentioned, since we interviewed Dean and Courtney, opened up a lot of eyes. I think some people are interested in getting their own printers, um, and then some people are just like me. That's not their business model. I don't want to have to fulfill my own orders, right?
Yeah.
Kind of, again, that's one of the main reasons why I don't really do eBay anymore. So some people will just, they'll keep on using Printful or other third party companies that will fulfill their orders. And there's a bunch of them out there, right? It's just a matter of you guys picking and choosing which one you guys want to use. Uh, the feedback that I'm getting is Printful is by far the best one, even though that they, look, no company is ever perfect. They'll have issues, they'll have complaints, but overall, it seems like Printful is getting the thumbs up.
Okay. Interesting. So I mean, interesting to see what's going to happen. Um, I guess in general with 2019 and merch and other print on demand platforms and what people decide to do. because of course you're going to do whatever is working for you and your business, whether you want to try it out. Nothing against that, but if you're really into the Etsy side or Printful side or merch side, whatever, or KDP, whatever you're into, if it's working, do that. But I wouldn't jump on any cycles if just because it's a little popular.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, don't do it.
Yeah, and for those of you guys that are considering doing Etsy and you guys are currently doing merch now, I think you'll find it it'll be a little easier if you're using the same designs, but if you're not, if you're trying to just start from scratch, obviously you have to figure out what you want to do. Like some people are doing general stores. I think a lot of people are really focusing on a niche store. So it really just depends on you. Like I'm just doing a general store. Like I'm not trying to, I don't want to just a niche store out. Like I want to sell every kind of design known to man. Maybe that's not the right strategy. I don't know, but that's what I'm doing.
All right, I want to ask you this before we get into this royalty change. I was kind of going through Facebook and some of the groups, and like, I don't know, it just seems like there's so many different products and people offering things these days with either like designs that are already made or they're not necessarily, I mean, graphics, I guess, like graphic packages or research things. I mean, Merch Informer, for one, just seemed like the main one. And I still think it's the main one, but it seems like there's a lot of like mini ones that are kind of like somewhat unheard of, or maybe they're just new. I haven't really looked into them. But what do you think about that whole thing?
Well, I think we talked about this in the past, right? But look, this it comes with every freaking territory, right? Okay, whether you're doing merch, whether you're doing FBA, eBay, even YouTube channels, right? Right?
Yeah.
People
I mean, is there
have.
any new one that you're like, man, this is awesome, or that you've heard of that's kind of like that could really help you in merch this year? Or?
Look, here's the thing, and I'm glad you bring this up. Okay, look, we will not promote anything on this show unless we personally used it ourselves. Okay, I actually had the same conversation during the meetup that we had in Southern California when RJ and Matt was there. And I forgot who I was talking to, but I had this exact conversation. I was like, look, we promote stuff on the show that we personally use, that I personally use. Okay. Later on, the products fall off, or for whatever reason, we no longer promote. But we will never promote anything that we personally don't use, right? Mm-hmm. So I can't speak on some of these products and services out there that I've never used. I would say this: just do your research, right? Do your research. Who's the person coming from? Do they have a reputable reputation? I'll say this. Again, I'm kind of glad you brought this up because we got into like a really in-depth conversation about this. Okay, like for instance, I use Penji, right?
Yes.
Okay, I promote Penji. Okay, I admit I'm an affiliate, but I swear to God to you, look, they take $350 out of my checking account every month. It's not like I get it for free. Okay, I pay for it. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then I had a bunch of people email me recently saying, "Oh, did you know that Penji uses graphics from like FreePic and all these other third-party graphic companies?" I'm like, "Yeah." Okay, and I don't. Here's the thing: I don't want to speak about other companies, and I'm not going to mention any names, just out of respect, because, like I said, I don't use them. I use Penji, but I was like, yeah, I'm very aware of that. Okay, but but it's a matter of how they take that graphic and make it into their own, right?
Yeah, I mean, right? They have to pay for. They have to pay to use those graphics anyway.
Exactly, right? So I don't have a problem with that, right? If you guys are using these other services and you think that you're getting 20 original designs overnight, that was all made from hand, from scratch, you guys are fooling yourselves. I can almost guarantee you 99%. And I see you laughing, Glenn, and I want to get your opinion. I'm being serious here, right? If you guys think that if you're using these other services, again, I'm not bashing them, but if you're thinking that you're getting 20 original designs within 24 hours made from scratch, you're really, really fooling yourself, because I guarantee you they're probably using the same graphic sites that Penji's using.
I mean, that's pretty much what the main thing was. The main argument with Fiverr was that, I mean, they're promising you all this stuff for $5 and you're getting it super quick. I mean, do you really think someone's gonna sit there and hand draw?
Exactly.
Even if they
Exactly.
vector draw it with a pen tool, how long is that gonna take? It's gonna take I mean, for $5.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost the same thing I think with these two. I mean, it may not be. I mean, like you said, Free Pick was their example, but there's so many other websites out there.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
and I'll say this about Penji, okay? They do have illustrators that I know that they're hand drawing these stuff, because they'll send me. Some of them will actually send me like a rough sketch and say, "Do you approve this?" I say yes or no, right? I've seen them. So
depends
so
what your concept is. I mean,
yeah,
I mean, we were talking about like this, like Donald Trump eagle hybrid looking thing busting through. I don't know, the
oh,
White House. I mean,
dude,
you're
I need,
actually
hold on, I need to write this down. What is this? Donald Trump
eagle
Eagle
hybrid.
hybrid
Yeah.
flying through the White House.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you want to do busting through a wall, but I don't think that's good right now.
But but
Um,
no, but anyways, I was having this conversation, and this guy was saying, who was happened to be using this other design service. He was like, I can guarantee you that they use Free Pick and these other sites, because I've used them. And
hmm.
yeah, Young, you're right. They do use. So if you guys are using Penji and these other sites, and you guys are wanting like these 20 illustrations within 24 hours, it's not going to happen. Okay, and if they're telling you that, I can almost guarantee that you're probably being lied to.
Well, here's the thing with merch though, is that what makes it, well, I guess what's with any business though, right? Is like the market's going to tell you what people are interested in or not. So even if you do have, I mean, someone might put together this free pick graphic thing into this cool shirt, and they may never sell. And then from other people, maybe the concept was better, maybe the idea was better. They did the same thing, taking these different graphics from different sites, put it together, and it ends up doing well. I mean, we don't know until it hits the market or the way
Mhm,
you promote it or spending money on advertisements. Who really knows? I mean,
mhm.
but
But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just think to get, I guess maybe like riled up or thinking that your design has to be this 100% original thing, doesn't necessarily have to do it. I mean, if you get the results, even if bits and pieces are legally purchased to make this design, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, but anyway, we kind of took a left turn there from your original question, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of products and services out there, but it's your responsibility, whether I promote it or someone else promotes it, is at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to do your research on the authenticity of the person and the people that it's coming from, right?
Yeah.
Because every time someone approaches us or approaches me and they say, "Hey, do you want to promote this?" Dude, I tell them I want to see your product first. I can't just promote something that I don't know anything about, right? Just, I mean, and again, I use Penji as an example. When he approached me initially, I was like, "Well, who are you?" And we had a whole conference call for like 60 minutes. He showed me the back end and how Penji works, and I was impressed. I was like, "Yeah, we'll have you on the show, and I wouldn't mind me personally using your service." And I've been using it now for almost a year.
That's interesting. We also got to see. Let's see what happens next year. I want to see what happens.
But
What about?
there's gonna be more products and services. I mean, like I said,
Yeah,
it just comes with the territory, regardless of what business you're in, right?
yeah. What about your designers that you've hired?
Okay.
How are they doing?
Um, the one is still, man, the kid here locally doing a phenomenal job, man. I paid him, I gave him $200 as a Christmas bonus. Um,
What a nice boss.
hey, dude, you gotta take care of him, right? I mean, look, I've told you, I don't have a problem spending money for quality stuff, right? And I want to take care of him, so that way he takes care of me,
Yeah.
right? So I paid him $200. I said, "Hey, man, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. I don't know, but take this $200 and enjoy." And he was so grateful, man. And you know what? He's been doing great work, and he continues to do great work. Um, and I've been trying this other kid, and he's been doing. He's decent. He's not as good as the local kid here, but he's decent. But yeah, so just still plugging away.
Do they listen to the podcast?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
told him about it, but they don't.
Okay. Just so he knows he's decent, not great.
So, but I spend most of my days really just trying to do research now.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I'm burnt out, right? I'm burnt out doing like 15, 20 designs per day, and then nothing sells, and I just get so burnt out and just. Um, but but it sounds like you're back on the schedule. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, from my understanding, you're no longer working for your parents.
No.
Are they bitter about that?
No, they're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's still some client stuff that I just had to kind of like clear up, and that was also during the holiday. So that was also kind of holding me back to try to figure all that out. But now everything's good. Like I said, trying to get on this new schedule, and we talked about how I had some new ideas for YouTube. I want to do that, and so right now the channel's been pretty slow because I haven't really added anything new since the whole trying to figure the business part out. But for sure, give me like
Look,
another week because I need to really like sit
look.
back and record these.
I've already told you what you have to do. I don't want to say it on air, but I've already told you. No, serious, and I'm being serious, man. Because look, I'll tell you off air because I don't want it to seem like I'm chastising you or anything, right? And I'm not. And look, like I don't have a YouTube channel, and you might be saying, well, what do you know about YouTube? But I'll tell you why after the show. Um, um, the route that you need to take. But yeah. So now, did your parents? Are they gonna find a replacement for you, or they're just gonna maybe uh, try and survive without a replacement?
Well, we have another graphic designer that we hired before. So she's there. She's kind of handling.
But she's been there, right? But
Yeah,
she's
she's been.
been there.
So they are looking to hire. I just don't know. I think my dad did do some interviews. I think early December or something. But I don't know what happened. So I guess I'll have to find out.
Okay, interesting. Okay, cool. So Glenn is officially 100% uh, uh, on eBay and doing merch and a little YouTube, and obviously the podcast. Um, so there's been some royalty changes.
Yes, royalty change was on December 27th, and we're barely talking about it today. But I'll read the announcement, um, and then we'll talk about the royalties. So it was beginning January 30th, so we have some time. Today is what, the 11th. We are decreasing the royalty paid on U.S. T-shirts in order to account for increases in our manufacturing costs. If your t-shirts are priced below the new minimum price, they will automatically increase the minimum to offer more competitive pricing. We're decreasing costs for hoodies, sweatshirts, long sleeve tees, and introducing lower default list prices. List prices for existing hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve tees will be lowered on a rolling basis, so their current royalty is unchanged. And then go visit the frequently asked questions and royalties pages, which now I'm on the royalty pages. And so their example, $15.99 is the lowest example they have on here. $2.36 would be your payout. Starting January 30th, $2.21. So in this case, 18 cents lower. Let's say 1999, it was 538. Now it's going down to 523. So that's 15 cents lower.
Okay.
So not a huge difference, but remember we talked when was it?
Well, look, here's the thing. Look, here's the thing. Whenever I think we can't get any lower, Amazon surprises the hell out of me, and the royalties keep getting lower. Okay. I swear, man. As much as I love merch, man, I feel like it's becoming a damn sweatshop.
And this is at the same time that we have Bezos' divorce announcement.
Oh hell no! See, that is a conspiracy theory. That is why we're losing our royalties, is because of the damn divorce.
And then I don't even know if his now current gonna be his ex-wife, she's gonna take half of those billions, but some of your merch royalties can be going to that.
But there is a flip side to this, right?
What's the flip side to this?
To the royalty.
Oh, for the t-shirt, I mean for the long sleeve and hoodies, is that what you're excited for?
Yeah.
Okay, so long sleeve right now, $22.99, you'd be making $2.50. January 30th, it jumps from $2.50 to $3.81.
Okay. So basically we're losing about 15 to 20 cents per royalty on standard t-shirts. I'm not sure about the premium, but as far as the long sleeves, sweatshirts, and the pullover hoodies are concerned, we're getting a higher royalty on those. So it's almost like an incentive from Amazon to tell you guys to start uploading onto those apparel, Glenn. Because
you're pushing more for hoodies and sweatshirts.
Because look, I'm excited because I upload onto long sleeves and hoodies and sweatshirts all the time. So I'm excited, and I have no intention of lowering my price. I'm just going to keep them the same. Up until now, all my hoodies are $39.99, and they sell at $39.99, and I have no intention on lowering them because of the new changes. I'll just keep them at $39.99 and just get the higher payout.
So like at 30, I mean their example on here, $37.99 was making $3.67.
For what?
Now be making for hoodies.
For hoodie, okay.
For example, $37.99. You were saying you're selling at $39.99, but at $37.99, their example, $3.67, starting January 30th, jumps $3.67 to $9.34.
That's exactly why.
The amount. So at $39.99, I mean, this guy's gonna be banking it if he gets.
I hope so. I hope so. Look, because my thing is, like, I don't want to have to go in and change prices all the freaking time when there's changes like this, right? I just want to just leave it and forget it. I mean, now I understand there are situations when we just have to go in there and we're being forced to make price changes. But this is one of those situations where I don't want to, right? I'm just going to keep everything the same. So it's really again, it's an incentive for everyone to upload onto other apparels. And for those of you that aren't doing that, like Glenn, I would say get into the habit. No, seriously, right? Get into the habit of doing it, because not only that, but you're also filling up your slots faster. And those of you guys that are always concerned about getting tiered up, you get tiered up faster, right? So fill up the slots, man. Put them on freaking long sleeves, sweatshirts, pullover hoodies. Even though they don't sell as much as standard t-shirts, just do it, man.
What about pop sockets? Are you pretty? I mean, nothing changed with that. But are you excited though?
No, I'm not excited about pop sockets anymore. I mean,
at one point I was thrilled, and then that kind of died.
Yeah, you know what? I'm having a bunch of them just fall off recently, and I have no intention of re-uploading them. Normally, so like for the apparels, whenever they fall off, I just instantly I'll re-upload them. With the pop sockets, I don't know, man. I'm just not excited about pop sockets anymore.
So they came and went. I mean, they're still here. $14.99, you'll make $2.25, which is.
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, the ones that I've sold, they're already locked in. But I mean, what about you? I mean, are you still excited about pop sockets?
Not as much as I was.
Yeah,
And I uploaded quite a bit of them at
I
one
remember that.
point.
Yeah,
Maybe like 3 out of 200 or so would sell. But it wasn't really as consistent as like some of the designs for t-shirts that were just
mhm.
doing well, and they would just kind of like snowball up. But with pop sockets, they're just kind of like just
Yeah.
like
No, I think
rambled here and there.
pop sockets were a huge disappointment for me in December because I remember leading up to December, and having conversations with other members of the community. People were really excited about pop sockets. They're like, "Oh man, I'm looking forward to pop sockets selling." They're going to make great stocking stuffers, and people are going to mix and match with their accessories, and it was nothing out of the ordinary for me.
I think, yeah, I remember talking about the stocking stuffers and all that.
Yeah.
Um, Surprisingly, I think one of my designs sold 8 out of the whole month. So maybe it looks like total pop sockets for the month, maybe 30 total, 35. Wasn't a lot compared to t-shirts, but I don't know. I just always feel like t-shirts are going to be number one.
Of
But
course
like
it
you
is.
said with hoodies, I mean that's a huge difference
Mhm.
in your royalties. I mean almost 3 times your amount.
And I have a couple of hoodies. They sell on a regular basis. So, like I said, I'm gonna keep them at $39.99. I have no intention of changing my pricing strategy other than the standard T-shirts, which obviously we're being forced to change the bare minimum price. Um, but yeah, I have no intention of changing my pricing strategy whatsoever.
Were you somewhat surprised about this news?
Um, well, like I said, I mean, Amazon surprises me all the time. Like, when you think the royalties can't get any lower, they do. But again, on the flip side, they're giving us a higher royalty for the non-standard T-shirts.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. And I encourage everyone, if you guys are listening, start uploading your designs onto the other apparels because again, you're now getting a higher payout, but also, like I mentioned, you fill up your slots faster.
Yeah. I mean, how much longer?
It doesn't take that much longer, man.
No.
Seriously.
I'm talking about like, well, what are we in? We're in January. It's not super cold where you're at, are you? Like, I
Well,
mean, you're
it's
wearing
rain.
a jacket. I'm
It's
wearing.
raining. It's raining outside. That's why I got my jacket on, and everything because I'm about to go out there here in a few minutes once we're done with the show.
So by the time it kicks in, January 30th, February, maybe into March, so you have like, a couple of months here and there that I think some hoodies can do good, but it's really
Mhm.
going to come into play this fall. And if you have a lot of designs already uploaded and filled up that are, the only thing is we don't know if they can consistently sell because they are going to get taken down if they're not selling. But I think you can really do some damage with some hoodie sales when next fall starts rolling around. Now you're making 3 times the amount.
Mhm.
You just gotta keep track of them, be on top of things to make sure you have those uploaded if they do get knocked down because it is going to be summertime by then. And no one's really buying them, but you can re-upload them once maybe like August starts coming around.
Or just get into the habit of what like I do. Just whatever falls off, I just re-upload it. I don't care if it's a hoodie, sweatshirt, and it's in the middle of summer. I just re-upload it. If they fall off, I'll go in there and I'll just re-upload it.
Okay, you can do what Young does, or don't do what Young does.
Yeah, don't do what I do.
Anything else you want to cover?
No, that's pretty much it, man. But I'm gonna be talking more about KDP this year. Again, I want to really try and scale that. I'm kind of excited about it. Um, again, what caught my attention was when Create Space finally merged over to KDP. Um, and I hadn't touched my Create Space account. After the merger, I logged in and I realized I had sold a handful of journals that I just completely forgot I even uploaded. So that really caught my attention. So I'll be talking about KDP more this year. Um, Now, depending on how much I scale my Etsy store, I'll keep you guys updated on that. And we hope to get you guys a lot more guests, um, make the show more fun and exciting. And we'll try and do some different stuff here in the new year. Maybe get a new co-host and get rid of Glenn.
That's what I was trying
Uh,
to do this whole thing, and I was
what?
like, I don't have trying to get a new co-host, and now I'm
What
just like stuck.
are you talking about, man? But we'll get of Hustler Hacks. Um, And no, man, I can't ever replace Hustler Hacks. He's a good guy.
We're trying to get some more guests. You're talking about making this show fun and stuff. Isn't it already fun? Isn't it already cool? Didn't this episode just fly by?
Absolutely. What we started, what 50 minutes ago. We're closing in on an hour. But yeah,
There you go.
but
All right.
yeah, great catching up with everyone, guys. It was good to be back. 2019. Let's all grind and hustle, and hopefully we can all scale and make some serious money this year.
Yes, sir. All right. We'll see you next episode.